Hi, real consultants of wax slinging. I always want to just be like our cows, but you know, I like real consultants of wax slinging better. Hey guys, I am Jennifer Anderson. I am a superstar director in your upline. I am the fabulous Kristen Ingalls sponsor. So, just in case you don't know who I am or never have met me, I am Jennifer Anderson. I am the superstar director for Radiant Rock Stars. So that is our team and group name. And someone's directing traffic. Ooh. So anyway, I have been moving like for the past month and a half, 2 months. It's been a whirlwind. It's been crazy. So Patricia asked me several weeks ago to come in here and talk to you guys about Reunion because I have been to several. And so she asked me to come and talk to you guys, and I have just been so busy, and I promised her I would, and I forgot. And I'm a terrible person, so I'm getting it done now because I need you guys to know how amazing Scentsy Family Reunion is. So I have been in Scentsy for almost 7 years, 6.5 years I've been with Scentsy. And I have been to, let's see, here's the places I've been to Reunion: Fort Worth, Las Vegas, St. Louis, Indianapolis, Las Vegas again, and Nashville. So I've been to 6 reunions, right? We used to call them convention back in the day. Gosh, that makes me feel so old in Scentsy. But so I've been to 6 reunions. This one will be my 7th reunion this year. And just so you know, we kind of have a little bit of inside scoop of what's going to go down at this year's reunion, and it's going to be epic. So I hope that you're registered, and if you're not registered, you better get registered because it's going to be amazing. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my first reunion experience. I know that last year Patricia and Laura Cologne were at Reunion, and this year there's several more of the real consultants of wax slinging coming, and so I'm so excited for you guys. And I think that Nicole Hubbard is going to be there, and it'll be cool to get to watch Nicole and Patricia. They get to walk the stage because they're directors, and so it's so exciting to see that happen when you see these people walk the stage and their names are on the big jumbotrons and there's all this confetti. It's seriously like an amazing, emotional, inspiring experience. So my first reunion was Fort Worth, Texas in 2011. And back then, there were no such things as like Facebook groups for your teams, right? So there weren't Facebook groups for your team. I didn't have a director who really helped me, or I didn't have like a team that I was a part of. I mean, honestly, it was very, very different back then. So I just sort of joined Scentsy on a whim, just to make some extra cash. My sponsor is no longer even in the business anymore. So I rolled up to somebody else, and I didn't have like a director to teach me anything or a group like this where I could learn about Reunion. But I kept seeing these emails from home office about convention. It used to be called convention back then in Fort Worth, Texas. And I had just started my business in December of 2010. And then July 2011 was when this convention was taking place. So like, I was a pretty new consultant, 6 months in, and I really had just joined Scentsy to like make some extra cash. I wasn't trying to do anything crazy. I wasn't trying to quit my job or earn a trip or build a team or anything like that. And I just wanted to sell a lot of Scentsy and make a bunch of cash and have extra fluff money for me, you know? So, but I kept seeing these emails coming from home office about Reunion, and I thought, I just had this like gut feeling that I needed to be there, right? But the registration was $250 or $300, I don't remember. The early bird had passed, and I didn't even think about registering during the early bird registration. It wasn't even a thought in my mind. And I was new into Scentsy. I wasn't making a ton of money. I mean, I was maybe making $500, $600, $700 a month, and I had a small team. I had some people under me. That happened on accident. And so I had a small team, and I kept seeing these emails. I didn't really think anything of it because honestly, guys, I couldn't afford it, right? Like, I couldn't afford, I was working full-time, my husband was working full-time, and I was doing Scentsy sort of part-time, and my Scentsy check was like paying our mortgage or paying our bills, or, you know, it was a little bit of extra money so our budget wasn't so tight, right? So we used to go grocery shopping together, me and my husband. We'd make out this huge list, and like, we used to eat on $60 a week, the two of us, $60. Now that was including like toilet paper and toiletries, and like that was literally our weekly budget for food, was $60 a week. And so we had to plan. There was no extra room for fluff. Like, there was we couldn't even buy snacks, you know, because like we had to buy chicken. We didn't have the room for that kind of stuff. So $60 a week we used to live on, you know, and then our paychecks would cover like putting some away in savings, the mortgage, the bills, and there wasn't much left, you know. I might get my hair done like once every 6 months, or buy some shoes at Target. Like, I didn't buy expensive stuff, you know. So we really couldn't afford it. It wasn't in the budget, because I had to buy a plane ticket. I had to buy the ticket to Reunion. I had to, you know, stay in a hotel room and all that. As the deadline was approaching for registration to close, I just had this feeling in my gut that I needed to be there. And so I just told my husband, I said, honey, something in my gut is telling me that I need to be there. And he said, you don't need to be there. You're motivated enough. Like, you're building a good business. You're doing great. You don't need to be there. You don't need to worry about it. And I said, I just really feel like in my gut I need to be there. I don't know what it is. I just have this feeling. And I said, I know I can't afford it, but let me look at flights. Let me see what I can find. I said, and then there was this Facebook page for like people who are going to Reunion where you could find roommates and stuff like that. And like I said, I didn't have a team. I didn't have a director. Like, I didn't have a team page or anything like that. So I found strangers, right? So I said, honey, there's a spot in this room. 4 people stayed in one room. So we had 2 double beds and 2 people were in each bed. I said, it's right across the street from the convention center. I can stay there with these people. I know they're strangers, but it would at least get me there, you know? And so he said, all right, let's go. So he bought me a plane ticket and we put it on a credit card, you know? And I'm not saying like, you know, go into debt. That's not what I'm saying. But we made an investment. We made a choice, right? So we put the plane ticket on a credit card. He told me to go ahead and register. I found those strangers to room with. And so every single day that I went, I literally packed snacks in my bag. Like, I packed oatmeal for breakfast. I packed peanut butter and jelly, like in a jar, that goober, in a jar with some bread. I packed PB&J. I made oatmeal in the coffee maker of my hotel room, like hot oatmeal for breakfast. And the only thing that I bought every day was coffee, because I'm a coffee snob and I don't drink hotel room coffee. So I bought a coffee every morning, and that was the only thing that I spent, like the only money that I spent the whole week that I was there. So I spent like less than $20. I just bought a coffee every morning that I was there, and I brought all my own food. I brought like protein bars, PB&J, oatmeal for the room. I mean, I was budget style, you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't go out to eat, like I couldn't, and plus I didn't know anybody anyway, so I was really there alone doing my own thing. So I get into Fort Worth. I don't remember how I got to the hotel. Probably like public transportation of some sort. Uber wasn't a thing back then either. So I got to the hotel. I got checked in. I met my strangers, and they were actually normal people, and it was fine. We were all there to learn, so it was totally fine. So I get to Reunion, and there were assigned seating, so you would sit with your superstar director. So I got to meet my superstar director for the first time. Hi, Patty. I got to meet my director for the first time ever. Her name is Abby Richardson. I got to meet Kelly Huffman. She's a superstar director in your upline too. She's over me. So I got to meet these people face to face for the first time. So that was kind of cool that I got to meet those leaders. And so I sat down, and first of all, it's like in this huge stadium, right? Huge. Like somewhere you'd go to like a big, huge concert for, like a John Mayer concert, like some kind of big name. I don't know what you guys like, but some kind of big name concert. Like, it was this huge stadium. Texas, and it was hot as balls. And I remember walking outside, and like even my eyeballs were hot. I was like, how do your eyeballs get hot? It was so hot. But it was cool, right? And it was right in downtown Fort Worth, so we got to like experience a little bit of the just the culture of Texas. It was so cool. So I get to Reunion, I go to my seat and I sit with all these people that I'd never really met before, but it was cool because it kind of felt like I had like a family a little bit, right? Like I got to meet my upline, so I got to meet my director, my superstar director, like hug them for the first time. I got to meet some other teammates. So it was really cool just to be able to meet other people. And you guys have this cool advantage of having like a Facebook group and live videos and Zoom calls, so you feel like you sort of know your teammates. Well, I didn't have that, and I got to meet them in person for the first time ever. And so you would get to meet them in person too, all those people that you have, connected with in your Facebook group and connected with in your Zoom calls or your trainings that Patty does and stuff like that. So I got to meet them. It was super cool. And they had some speakers. So Heidi and Orville got up there, and they're the owners of Scentsy. So I got to like see them talk. And I'll tell you right now. So Heidi and Orville both gave a keynote speech, and they have every year at every convention I've ever been to. They each will give their own keynote speeches. And they're definitely like the most wonderful part of Reunion. There are so many beautiful reasons to go to Reunion, but hearing Heidi and Orville speak is so moving. It's so mind-blowing. It's so energizing and exciting. And you get to see like, these are the people that own our company and that make big decisions. And it helps you realize that you're a part of something bigger than you thought. And you have the opportunity to do something bigger than you ever thought or dreamed possible. So Heidi and Orville came up and they had this cute like cowboy hat on, and Heidi had on boots because we were in Texas. It was really cool. And I'll never, ever, ever forget the speech that Heidi gave. So the theme of our convention that year was Stampede, right? And they even had this cool night at what they call the stockyards in Fort Worth. And it's all these restaurants, and there's like it's just sort of old world, like bulls pulling carriages. I mean, it was really cool stuff. So they had this night there, sort of like we get the baseball game in Kansas City. They had this night at the stockyards. And so Heidi and Orville get up, and she talked about, her speech was all about this stampede. And the whole premise of her speech was, it just takes one bull to start a stampede. It takes one bull to start running in a direction so that all the others follow. And then you have this massive force and this massive movement and this massive power, and it just takes one. And the whole premise of her talk was, are you going to be the one? Can you be that one in your life? Like, it might just take you to start a stampede. It might just take you moving full force, or believing with full faith, or moving mountains in order to make that stampede. And I'll tell you guys, it was like she was speaking right to me, and I'll never, ever, ever forget that speech that she gave. It was so moving and so momentous in my Scentsy journey. And I thought to myself, gosh, if I just stepped out in faith, and if I just was bold and brave, and if I just ran full force with this business, what could happen? How many people could I affect for good? How many lives could be changed if I was just bold and brave and faithful, right? And so that was a really, really momentous occasion in my Scentsy business. And I really feel like it changed everything for me. Like I told you, when I was going to Scentsy, like when I was thinking about or starting my business, like I just wanted to make extra cash. I wasn't trying to do anything crazy. I didn't want to build a team. I didn't want to quit my job. I just wanted to loosen our budget a little bit. Like I said, our grocery budget was $60 a week. We couldn't buy snacks. We couldn't go out to eat. I couldn't go to Starbucks. I just wanted to make a little extra cash so that I could get a Starbucks once in a while, or so that I could buy snacks, or so that I didn't just have to eat chicken breast and ground beef and vegetables all the time. Like I just wanted some extra fluff. I wanted to be able to get my hair done or buy a pair of cute shoes if I wanted to. That's all I wanted. And I went to this convention. I heard Heidi talk, and it blew my mind. And I saw these people walking the stage, and they were like directors, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want that. It was so cool, right? Like all these people were, were walking the stage and their names were up on the Jumbotron and there was this confetti falling from the ceiling. And then they had star directors. And then the final night, they had superstar directors get recognized at the awards night. And also at awards night, they had these things called Annual Mentor and Annual Sales Excellence Award. I didn't even know they were a thing. And I saw these people being recognized for it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want that. I want that. I really, really wanted it once I saw what was possible. And then all throughout Reunion, they kept showing these video clips of like this tropical destination. And they'd be like, where do you think it is? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, they were revealing the trip, the incentive trip destination. And back then, the trip was to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, right? And I didn't even know you could earn Scentsy trips. I didn't even know that you could earn it. And I was sitting there and I'm like poking the person next to me. I'm like, what is this? What does this mean? And she's like, yeah, it's a trip that you can earn. And I was like, wait a minute. Like, I can earn a free trip? Like, I didn't even know it was a thing. And she was like, yeah, they'll give you all the details and tell you how, and you get this points and blah, blah. And I was like, oh my gosh, I totally want that. So they said you could earn a trip for 1, you could earn a trip for 2. It was 4 tiers. You could earn a trip for 2 plus a spa day for each one of you, or you could earn a trip for 2 plus a spa day and a suite upgrade. And it was at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Punta Cana, just like several of you are going to in a few weeks. And I was like, man, I just want to earn a trip for 2. That would be amazing. Because like I said, we didn't have like money to even buy food. We definitely weren't going on vacation, right? Like we could never, like going on vacation was never even a thought in our mind because it just wasn't in our budget. Like we would never even think about going on vacation. We didn't have the money. So I was like, so I could earn a vacation for me and my husband and not have to pay for it and just go for free. I was like, I want that. So I left that reunion and I said, I want director. I want one of those annual awards so that I can be recognized on awards night, and I want to earn a free trip for 2. That was what happened to me in that moment. And then I also said, I want something more than I ever wanted before, right? It made me realize that there was more possible than just extra money in my food budget or Starbucks once in a while or buying cute shoes. It made me realize there was more than that. It made me realize I could have more than what I'd been settling for. It made me realize that there was so much more possible than I ever dreamed. And I feel like if I never went to Reunion, I'm telling you, if I never went to that reunion in Fort Worth, Texas, I wouldn't be here today. And likely none of you would be here today either, because you are in my downline and you might not have ever known about Scentsy if I gave up or I quit or I didn't know that something bigger was an option, that something more was possible. You probably wouldn't even be a part of Scentsy today. Isn't that mind-blowing to think about that? And so here's what you can think about. If you go to Reunion and you get inspired and you see what's possible and you dream for something more and you dream for something bigger, think about the people that you could affect for good just because you wanted something more. Think about the people that could be in your downline 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years from now. Think about what kind of effect you could have on the world. Think about the kind of good work that you could do. You could do big, good, meaningful work affecting the lives of others for good. Just because you made the brave choice to go to Reunion, stay the course, see something that was bigger than you ever dreamed possible. And I'm telling you guys, we couldn't afford it. But something in my gut told me I needed to be there. Something in my heart told me that I needed to go. It wasn't in the budget. It really, really wasn't in the budget. But do you know what happened? I went in July of 2011. In August of 2011, I promoted to director, and I had my biggest PRV month ever. I also earned that incentive trip to Punta Cana. Not only did I earn it for 2 plus a spa day, but I was in the top 100 consultants, and I earned it for 2 plus a spa day and a suite upgrade. I went to Punta Cana, so you had to be in the top 100, right, to get this suite upgrade. I went to Punta Cana, and with all these other Scentsy people, we get on the bus and we walk in. It felt like, first of all, I felt like freaking royalty. Food, guacamole galore. It was just like all for you. They greeted me with a drink as soon as I walked into the door. I go to check in. You get these wristbands because you're at an all-inclusive resort. And so first of all, if you earn this trip at all, you're a flippin' rock star, right? If you earn it for 1 or 2, it doesn't even matter. 2 plus a spot, it doesn't matter what you earn. So, but everyone gets these teal wristbands, right? Well, we check in and they give us these black wristbands because we get this bomb-ass, ridiculous suite. I go into this suite at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Punta Cana, and this suite is bigger than my house. This suite is bigger than my house. I go into this suite, there's like a huge bedroom, there's a jacuzzi tub in my bedroom, huge bathroom, double walk-in shower, dining room, mini bar, living room, double balcony. I mean, literally, I've never felt more like royalty ever or spoiled in my life. And these are people that shop at Walmart, can't spend more than $60 a week on food, like have no money for Starbucks, didn't eat out. Like, I'm telling you, we were broke as a joke, and we were like, what the heck is this life? And I want more of it. And I guarantee you that if I didn't go to Reunion, I wouldn't have earned that trip, especially in that tier. So not only did I promote to director the very next month, I earned the trip for 2 plus a spa day, which we also would have never ever paid for, ever. Spa day, I got this seaweed body wrap at the spa, the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, and the suite upgrade in the top 100. And the next year when I went to convention in Vegas, I walked the stage as an annual award earner, and I earned the annual Sales Excellence Award. And I'm telling you right now, all of that success in my business can be traced right back to that very momentous occasion at my first ever convention in Fort Worth, Texas. And I couldn't afford it. And it wasn't in the budget. And my husband didn't think it was important for me to go. But I told him something in my gut is telling me I need to be there. And it changed everything for me, you guys. It changed my life. It changed my Scentsy business. It changed my outlook on life. It changed my outlook on myself, what I thought was possible, who I thought I could be. It changed everything. I ate peanut butter and jelly. I brought oatmeal packets and I made it in the coffee maker in the hotel room in the coffee cup. I got the hot water, I'm telling you. And the only thing I bought every day was coffee in the morning for breakfast. That's it. And it changed everything. So, and I've been to 6 reunions since then, and I vowed I would never miss one because it just changed the game. I also built friendships, and I met people that are still a part of my business today. You know, I got to meet Heidi and Orville. I got to see their hearts. We heard from an amazing speaker called Connie Podesta. She talked all about personalities and selling to different personality types. We heard from John C. Maxwell. We had these amazing speakers. There was music. There was entertainment. I mean, it was just mind-blowing, you guys. And so I really hope you'll come. I hope you'll make the investment. I hope that you will... And I'm telling you right now, for those of you who have never been, it's so hard for me to convey to you how important it is to go, and how much of a blessing it is for you to go, and how much it can change your business. It's so hard to put it into words what it means. But the proof is in the pudding. If you look at my business before I went to convention and the one after I went to convention, you know, I went to Reunion with a team of, 10 or 11 or something like that. Came back and promoted to director the next month, earned the trip in the top tier, and earned an annual award where I got $1,000 cash bonus and got to walk the stage in Vegas on awards night. It was amazing. It's mind-blowing. And it all goes back to that decision to be brave and to step out in faith and to go to Reunion, even though I couldn't afford it and even though it was a sacrifice. It changed the game. So I hope that you'll go. I hope that you will allow yourself to be vulnerable and brave, and that you will make the investment in yourself, in your business, in your future, because not only did it change my business and my future, but it changed me. You know, Heidi's speech specifically, I'm telling you, I'll never forget that speech. Like, I'll never forget how I felt in that moment. And I thought to myself, wow, I can do something great. I can be great. I can inspire people. I can help change lives. It could start with me. It was so mind-blowing. It was so eye-opening. It changed me as a person. And so it's good for your business. It's good for your future. It's good for your financial future, but it's good for you as a person too, as a human being, as a wife, as a mom, as a friend, as a daughter. It'll make you a better, all of those things, I promise. And so I hope you'll go, because it's so good for you and so good for your business and so good for your future. But also I want to meet you and I want to hug you and I want to squeeze you, because you are part of my life, whether you know it or not. And I hope that I can be a part of your life too, and a part of your business. And, I'm so thankful for Patty. You guys have an amazing leader in Patty. And I'm so thankful that I've gotten to know her over the past year and a half, or however long she's been with Scentsy. And it's just been such a great blessing to have her relationship and her friendship in my life. And so I hope that I can meet so many of you and build friendships with so many of you the same way. So I hope you'll come, and I hope I'll see you in Kansas City, and I hope you buy a ball cap, because we're going to a baseball game, and we'll have hot dogs and beer and all of that good stuff. So I love you too, Patty, and I can't wait to see you in Kansas City. Bye.